Hi everyone, so we're going to be talking about the legend of King Arthur. Now, what does it mean to you when King Arthur is mentioned? Could it be the chivalric tales of the Knights of the Round Table, or even Camelot, or the quest for the Holy Grail? Well, let's look into this tale that's fascinated many for hundreds of years. So, the connection with Arthur leads back to the events of the 5th and 6th century, where the Roman rule was lost in Britain. And the main source of this is at 410 AD, where a intense sermon by a British monk paints a picture leading up to his lifetime. He also mentions a battle that was associated with Arthur, but it doesn't actually mention his name, but it mentions the names of many other leaders. Tells of a hapless tyrant who invited Saxon mercenaries to fight the raiders, but the Saxons actually rebelled and took over the eastern part of the country for themselves. But the fight back that was led by the Roman leader Ambrosius Aurelius, rather than Arthur, was the Battle of Badon Hill. Later medieval writers tried to square this by saying that Ambrosius Aurelius was actually Arthur's uncle. The earliest mention of Arthur comes from a Welsh poem about another British fight back, but the poem was likely to have been composed in the 6th or 7th century. Tintagel. Now, Tintagel is known to be the legendary birthplace of Arthur, and in a chronicler in the 12th century named Geoffrey of Monmouth claimed that Tintagel in North Cornwall was where Arthur was conceived, and by the 15th century it was also said that he had been born there. As the legend goes, Uther Pendragon fell desperately in love and became obsessed with the wife of a leader of Cornwall. So he got his wizard Merlin to change his appearance into the leader of Cornwall and slept with his wife. And that's when Arthur was apparently conceived. So Camelot. Where in Britain is Camelot? There's a lot of speculation on this. Some people say that it's in Wales. Other people say it's in Winchester, because in the Winchester Great Hall you can see a later created medieval round table that was created as part of the eras of the Arthur fascination based on the Tudor writers' research. Others have speculated that it may be a hill fort of Canterbury Castle in Somerset. So, how did legendary Arthur die? Well, the Battle of Camlan is seen to be his final battle that he fought, and that he was fatally wounded during this battle. The location of this battle, yet again, is complex. However, it is thought that it possibly took place in a Roman fort near Hadrian's Wall. Arthur is thought to be buried in Glastonbury, as in the 12th century, late in the 12th century even. Monks at Glastonbury Abbey claimed that they had discovered the graves of King Arthur and his wife Guinevere. The Isle of Avalon. It's said that the area around Glastonbury Tor was once marshy and a big marshland, and it is thought that that is linked to the legendary Avalon. It is also said that Arthur's sword Excalibur was created on this isle as well. So, what do you think? Was he a real man, or was he a persona for another leader? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.